Hey leaders, I'm here with another tip of helping you lead through change. You know, the other day I read a quote that said, "Forward movement is impossible without change. Forward movement, it's impossible without change." And I thought, you know, that's a principle that we understand every single day. I mean, every time we get into a car, we know that there are certain changes that are going to have to be made in order to move forward. We have to start the engine, we have to put it in the right gear. Sometimes we have to move backwards before we can move forward even. So I guess our motivation to move forward is so high that we want to just make those changes easily, and we do it without even thinking. So why is it that some changes are so easy when other changes are hard? And how do we as leaders come alongside someone who is having a hard time transitioning through change? That's really the question. I mean, I think we have a pretty good understanding now of why it's hard for people to change, but how do we help motivate them to move forward? Well, in this video and in a series of videos after this, we're going to talk a little bit about a tool that you could use to help come alongside someone and help motivate them. We call it the shepherding tool. Or if you've ever been to a retreat, maybe you've attended a breakout called conversational discipleship. So a lot of these things will sound familiar. But in the shepherding tool, really, it's just a matter of starting with a heart of compassion for those you're talking to, and then engaging them in conversation. It starts out with asking them questions. It's that simple, just asking questions, starting to ask questions, clarifying. So, how are you feeling? What's going on? Tell me more about the situation. And then asking them questions to help them process their own thinking and their own feeling. You know, so many times when we study Jesus in the Gospels, we see that he comes alongside others asking questions, not because he needs to know the answer, but because the person that he's talking to needs to discover the answer. And that's the same thing that we want to do. We want to help them discover. So what are some questions that you could ask? Would you tell me more about that? When you say, "Do you mean?" how has that affected you? Have you faced something similar previously? Now, whose voice are you listening to? What did you expect to get that you did not get? Or what options do you have? These are just a few sample questions that you could use. You can add your own questions, but remember, don't just ask questions. That's just like an interview. You want to also listen. You need to listen intently for what is their greatest concern. What's the thing that is most prominent on their mind and their heart? So practice that this week. Practice just asking questions and listening. And next time we're going to talk about responding appropriately.